local architect Jeannie Gang. Now, if I sound a bit blasé about this, it is only because Chicago already has the current tallest building in the world, designed by a woman. So we're gonna have the two tallest. Maybe not the most important thing in the world at this point, but we think it's pretty cool. And you can actually see that other building now. If you look past those yellow construction cranes, again directly ahead of us now, you can see a tall residential high-rise with wavy balconies. That is Aqua, the current tallest building in the world, designed by a woman. It was also designed by the same architect, Jeannie Gang. She's kind of a trailblazer. It built 2009. Beautiful structure. Folks, you might want to get your cameras or your phones out if you are here to take pictures today, because as we pass the Lakeshore Drive Bridge, you're in store for a beautiful photo opportunity. A lovely view of the main branch of the river. It's almost like a curtain rising on the downtown area. This is a great photo opportunity. And as you're enjoying this lovely view up ahead of us, I'd like to get you looking back over to the left, back over towards the Vista construction site, towards Aqua. In fact, if you look just over to the left of Aqua, you'll see a tall, white, boxy building with prominent black vertical stripes. Can you all see that building from here? You might know it as the Standard Oil building or the Amoco building. Today we call it the Aon Center. Built 1973, designed by Edward Durrell Stone. When it was first built, the Aon Center was clad entirely in white Carrara marble. You might know of Carrara marble. That was the medium of choice for Michelangelo when sculpting his masterpiece, the David. Now that sounds romantic, that sounds luxurious. It was a horrible choice. Carrara marble is expensive, but worse, it's not very weather resistant. And here in the Midwest, we have some interesting weather. Scorching hot summers lead into freezing cold winters. That freezing and thawing led the marble on the Aon Center to begin to expand and contract with the seasons. It started to fracture and crumble, turning into a falling hazard. There was a genuine fear that it would start flaking off the sides of that building, hitting passersby on the head below, which from 1,000 feet up would have been messy. So too allay fears in the short term. The building's owners, at that time the Amoco Corporation, decided it would be best not to renovate the building, but to instead hang large netting at street level to catch that falling debris. Surprisingly, this did not make Chicagoans feel very safe. Having a thin piece of netting between you and oblivion is by no stretch enough. So from 1990, again to 1992, that same building's owners, the Amoco Corporation, decided to bankroll the process of stripping all 43,000 marble panels off of that building's exterior. It was about as expensive as you would imagine. It cost a hair over $80 million to do it. That's a lot of money, but let me put that into perspective for you. 80 million is in fact more than half of what it cost to build the Aon Center in the first place. That was a big blunder. That was a magnificent mistake, if I do say so myself. Those marble panels were stripped off and replaced entirely with white Carolina granite paneling. That's what we're looking at today. Carolina granite, not Carrara marble. We will actually see granite used commonly throughout the tour today because granite is a much better building material than marble. It's cheaper, it's more weather resistant, it is sturdier, it's easier to work with, easier to patch, pair, or replace, which is why I just love to say that the Aon Center is the perfect architectural example of why you must never take marble for granted. I can see the disappointed head nods. The looks, I can only assume, are disgust. Forgive me, I'm doing this on purpose. I do these tours enough during a given day or week. If I can't include a few admittedly terrible jokes, some really bad puns, I would drive myself insane. And a sane tour guide is best for all of you. You are like the definition of a captive audience. Can't exactly go anywhere. There is no escape. That ominous note aside, the tour only lasts another 60 minutes. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Looking up ahead of us, to the right, first off, a beautiful view of the Trump Tower, that blue glass and steel skyscraper That is actually our city's second tallest building. It stands 1,388 feet tall. We'll talk a bit more about the Trump Tower on the return trip, but I wouldn't want you to miss this lovely view of it. For now, I'd like to point out this white terracotta-clad structure with the clock tower on top. That is the Wrigley Building. When Frank Sinatra sang about Chicago as his kind of town, he sang about this, the Wrigley